Welcome to Insta Chat with the Journalist. I'm Andile, aka the Journalist. And yeah, man, it's another edition of Insta Live whereby, we have a special guest. And today I'm doing another location interview, as I like to call them, because, as you can see, I'm in the car. I have my Dickies hat, the infamous Dickies hat behind me. And I'm at Fashion Week today, actually. Today is Fashion Week at Mall of Africa. And I've just been invited to check out Gert Johan Gotier's, latest collection. He's doing a showcasing here, so, that's why I'm in the streets. But the show has to go on, and today my guest is Tholi B. This guy is like very multifaceted in a sense that he's a DJ, he's also a businessman, he's also a radio personality, and he's not new in the game. He's been in the game for a while, but I think a lot of people might remember him from back then during the YFM days. So now he is based in Limpopo, if I'm not mistaken, and doing some corporate stuff that side with the company that owns Capricorn FM. I don't remember the name. But yeah, man. Brother, how are you?
Yo, what it is? I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm awesome. I was just doing a brief intro before you
Yeah.
joined, and I was just saying that, you're a multifaceted artist. You're also in corporate, you're a DJ, you're a businessman as well, you're a radio presenter as well. But yeah, man, Tholi B, first of all, thank you so much for your time. I really, really appreciate it. But yeah, man, today we are here to talk about your new single, But before we get there might
Yeah.
be I'm a 2000s that were not around, when you were on YFM, maybe they were not listening to radio at the time. Just tell us a
Yeah.
bit, about you.
All right, cool stuff, man. So I'm Mr. Radio. They call me Mr. Radio. Most people know me from radio as a broadcaster. And yeah, I've always loved radio. Always loved music. The weird thing about it is, even before I got on radio, I've always been sort of into music. You know what I mean? Rapping, trying to sing, writing, producing, all that stuff from high school. It's all I've ever done. It's just that when I got on radio, then radio sort of took over. So radio took over. 2005, I sort of started hustling YFM for a gig. I did something called the Joint Street Team, which was sort of getting a presenter on the streets, getting some content on the streets, and then editing it and bringing it to air, which was an idea that I came up with for YFM, by the way. I thought, look, man, you guys are sort of, you're the voice of the youth, When we talk urban culture, we're talking YFM, you know what I mean? We talk pop culture, we're talking YFM. What if we do this? What if I go on the streets and I just get content for us from the streets, literally everywhere in GP? And they agreed. The interesting part about that is that I did it for like a year without even getting paid. I was just happy to be doing it. I was just happy that, look, I got a little bit into radio now, and it's a big station, right? It's YFM, and I was happy to do it. It got sponsored about a year in. Dickie's Way came through to sponsor the feature, and I think that's also where everybody started seeing the value of this young boy who was just doing this Joint Street Team thing, presenting from the street. It was quite exciting because I would literally go anywhere and everywhere in Gauteng content for why I would put it on air. So when the Joint Street Team started making money, then YFM started making money. Then they called me and said, yo, man, so your idea is now making money, and you're not even contracted to YFM. You're just this guy who came up with this great idea, and now sponsors want to be part of it. But it went a whole year working for free, man, and using my own equipment and all that kind of stuff. But because I love it so much, I love music, I love entertainment, I love radio, I did it and it paid off. And yeah, in 2007, I got my first gig at Y as an actual presenter. So my 2000 would have been only 7 years old there. 7, 6, 5, 3, 2, 1. But I was there for quite some time. I was there until 2013. You know,
Mm,
in 2013 I went to 94.7.
mm,
Sort of big commercial radio stations. You know, both of
mm.
them based in obviously. I went to 947 2013. And this is all behind the mic. So from a behind the mic point of view, that's my radio between 2005 and 2013. Yeah.
Wow, man, that's crazy. I love, your hustle. You started literally in the streets like a rapper, and then you worked your way up. But I also understand that you also started your own record label back then. It was a record label. Yeah, yeah. Tell us about the journey.
Yeah, man. So as I was saying, I've always loved music. Even before radio, music came first. And I actually started recording music when I was at school. And I remember the guys I used to go to school with, we actually recorded so much music even at school. You know, I studied with DJ Cleo, Double HP, may soul rest in peace. A lot of the guys we studied together, Proverb also. So we used to make so much music, you know what I mean, when we were growing up. And we made a lot of music at school. And even after school, I went because I studied sound engineering and music,
Mm,
sound engineering, which had music in it. And I worked in a studio, so it was easy because if you're in a studio 24/7, what do? You record voiceovers and you make music, you know.
mm,
But also because it was a calling of some sort, a talent, a natural talent. I then decided, look, let me try and see if this can become a business. You know what I mean? I've always been that way, you know. I wanted to see if there can be a business in something like this. And yeah, I started a record label called Empire Records. I actually started the record label with Shluda Dakuru, who is also still around now. He's still playing as a DJ. We did
mm,
it together. We signed him. We signed a young boy called NK. We signed Uncle Phineas, and those are all sort of house and kwaito. You know what I mean?
mm,
Artists. And most people knew me as a hip hop person because I used to rap. You know what I'm trying to say? So,
mm.
but I always just say to people, and I heard in your intro there that I'm multifaceted. You know, I'm a lot of things. You know what I mean? I don't like being boxed into one thing. So
Mm,
yeah, we did that. We did it when we were very young, actually, which was quite interesting. And we recorded and made some very good music back then.
mm. I remember. I don't know if it was one of your artists that released that song "Amambo." Is it one of your guys?
Amambo, baby.
Wait, wait,
It was Mr.
yeah,
NK.
yeah,
Mr.
yeah.
NK. The guy I just spoke about now. Mr. NK released a track called Amambo Weni. In fact, um, Mr. NK is going to shoot the music video for it. You know. So
Wow.
yeah, so we're still good. You know, he made a little bit more music after that. But because we love music so much and because we're just multi-talented,
Mm,
multifaceted with skills around the music, there's more things to do than just rapping, than just singing, than just writing, than just producing. You know what I'm saying?
mm,
The
mm.
industry has got so many other things and so many other facets that one can tap into. So yeah, Mr. NK is also going to be shooting the music video. We should be doing it next week sometime.
Okay, shout out to him, man. I remember that song was one of my favorite songs
I
way
cannot hear you,
before.
brother.
No, I'm saying that song was one of my favorite songs way before Tito Mboweni by Casper. You know, there was Amambo Wayne. But anyway, can you hear me, brother? Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
I'm
Ish.
battling to hear you, man. I'm really, really battling. Can you hear me?
Uh, I can hear you clearly. I can hear you clearly. Maybe it's my network.
Can you
Ish,
hear me well? Because I can't hear you, boss.
I hear
My
you
levels
perfect.
are nice and high. I don't know what's going down.
Yo, Ish. I hear you perfectly though. But let me just
You
ask
can
one
see and hear
question.
me well.
I hear you perfectly. But let me just ask one question, right? So you're releasing
Yeah.
a song. Tell us about your latest single.
Tell you about?
Your new single.
Oh yeah. All right. Cool stuff. Let's do that. If you can hear me nice and well. Yeah. The
Mm,
new single is called Lala Love. You know, it's all about love. Uthando, lufuno. And I wrote it. I co-wrote it with the lady who's singing in the single. Her name is Ando.
mm-hmm.
Multi talented. She's so good, and South Africa is really gonna hear a lot more of her from this point on. She's done a little bit of music before, but this is it, you know.
Mm,
Her name is Ando. It's produced by Big Robza, who is also an amazing producer, amazing composer. amazing vocalist as well. So it's a group of young, very talented people. In my crew, there's also Easy T, who's a rapper and a producer as well, and a writer. So the particular song features Endo. So it's a female vocalist. It's a Yanos tune, but it's sort of and wanted to celebrate the wide range that the Yanos can have. You know what I'm trying to say? So they're not boxed into, oh, it's that sound that sounds like this, or it's that sound that sounds like that. And I think that the more range we put in, the more we challenge ourselves to do that, the longer the genre will even stand. You know what I mean? It'll think the pace of the time. So a lot of people, at least the feedback I'm getting from people is that, wow, man, it's like the soulful Yanos tune, which is almost like a house tune with Yanos elements, but like it's got proper Yanos bass and it's got some proper vocals as well, like nicely sang. The production is on another level. You know, we spend time in production, in composition. We spend time in mixing and mastering the song to make sure that it sounds good. You know, and we deliberately want to position it to even people who might think, oh, maybe they're not really that into the Yanos. They will love the song. You know what I'm trying to say? And the way in which it's produced, and the way in which it's done, and that's the feedback that we're getting right now from everyone who's listening to the song. There are people saying, you know, I didn't think Yanos was my thing, but it's something that you put in, you know what I mean? And most young songs have that. And the more we put color to it, and the more we diversify it, and the more we challenge ourselves to do more, the better the genre will be. And then the more the genre will grow, and it'll be here for many, many years to come.
Okay, and then, you know, obviously, you know, you've been quiet in the music scene for a while. Last question. So what is next after the single? Are you going to drop an EP album? Like, what's next?
Yeah, I mean, so we actually have already recorded 5 songs, you know. We've done 5 tunes already. And all of them are pretty dope, I must say, you know. The guys have worked very hard on this. We wrote very well. We produced very well. And we actually did like a research type thing before coming to this song being the first single, just asking people, you know, what they think should happen. And obviously this single, Lala Love, came up tops with everyone, you know. So we already have 5 songs, which is already fit for an EP. So we're just going to challenge ourselves and see how many more we can add. But yeah, certainly the EP is coming, or a full album. And the plans around that is that perhaps when we drop the next single, depending on when that is, because you got to give this song also some time to also grow on people, you know what I mean? And to do its thing, you know what I mean, this summer. But yeah, certainly the EP or the full album is definitely coming.
Okay, look, bro, you know, because the network is not the best today, I just wanted to catch up with you on the music and all that. So, last question. I know you shooting the music video. When is the music video dropping, and what's the concept? The music video, like, when is it dropping?
My man, network.
You know what? It's fine. Let's cut it short because, you know, you touched on the important element, which is the song. So thank you so much, man. Thank you.
All right, no, cool stuff. Yeah, man, network but thank you for everything you've done. We released a song today, just in passing. We released a song today. We're training at number 3 in South Africa today. Wow. People have already started making videos, you know what I mean, dancing to the songs today. Downloads have already started today. Streams have already started today. And I mean, it's insane. It's been so great. And I want to say that to the team that I worked with, Easy T, Big Robza, Endo. I want to say thanks to everybody out there who supported. I want to say thanks to you as well, you know what I mean, for affording me this time and for all the other support. I really do appreciate it. It's a big single. It's the ultimate summer song. I really think that it's going to compete this summer and even be Song of the Year. Dare I say it? You know, it's totally Endo. It's called La La Love. It is a vibe.
Okay. I know. Thank you, Siabonga. Thank you.
Doriwo, thank you so much, brother.
Sure.